I doubt telling an angry person to calm down has ever worked in the history of humans, so let's try something else. Hi, I'm Dr. Kiki Fehling, psychologist, author, and expert in dialectical behavior therapy, or DBT. If anger is blowing up your relationships or just making your life more difficult, I've got you covered. In this video, I'll be teaching 7 DBT skills that can help you cope with anger. Stick around to the end because I'll also be addressing one of the biggest misconceptions about anger. But for now, let's get into the skills. Number 1 is the stop skill. When anger makes you want to send that salty text or say something you'll regret, this coping skill is here to rescue you. Stop is often the first DBT skill you want to use when you're overwhelmed and having urges to act impulsively. It's an acronym that provides 4 tips for how not to let anger get the best of you. Fair warning, this skill might sound like I'm just telling you to calm down, but bear with me. Stop stands for S, stop what you're doing. Freeze your body. But then T, take a step back. Maybe you physically take a step away from the person or thing upsetting you, or you could put your phone down, leave the room, take a deep breath, do whatever you need to do to get some space from acting on your anger. O is observe. Ask yourself, what's happening? What emotions am I feeling? What's actually going on here? And then finally, P, proceed mindfully. With all the information, take action intentionally. Problem solve, assert your boundaries, or just keep using other coping skills. Stop gives you that crucial pause between feeling your anger and acting on it. It's the first step in controlling your behavior rather than letting anger take control. Of course, stopping can be much easier said than done, and that's where other DBT skills can be helpful too. Skill number 2 is tip your temperature. When anger makes you lose your cool, you can use cold water to help your nervous system find it again. DBT has 4 skills called the TIPP skills that can help you regulate your nervous system when you're overwhelmed. The first one is tip your temperature. Grab a bowl, fill it with water, add some ice cubes, and then dunk your face in it, holding your breath for at least 30 seconds. Repeat until you calm down. Yes, this skill is kind of intense, but it really works. When mammals are underwater, our heart rates slow down, which is nice when stress has your heart pounding. Dunking your face into ice water gets the same effect without needing to go swimming. This skill works so well that if you have heart problems or other medical issues, you should talk to your doctor before using it. When you can't dunk your face in water, try drinking some ice water or putting an ice pack on the back of your neck. Even without activating the dive reflex, using cold water can help you cool down, both physically and emotionally. All 4 of the tip skills can be quite useful to use after or as a part of the stop skill. So let me give you one more. Skill number 3 is intense exercise. Anger can make you feel like punching. This coping skill lets you do that, as long as you're in a fitness class or doing jumping jacks instead of actually hitting people. When you are really angry, your body is flooded with stress hormones and energy that are designed to help you protect yourself. But if you don't use that physical energy, it can build up. You might feel stuck in your thoughts, angrily racing, or you might end up snapping or exploding at someone later when you don't want to. The DBT skill of intense exercise lets your body do what it wants to do when you're angry. Move. You can do any kind of movement or exercise that feels good and healthy for your body. Air punches, dancing, running around the block, or just shaking. The key thing is make sure that you rest after exercising. Exercising intensely gets your heart rate up, and then when you stop, your nervous system lowers it. Resting is what gives your system a chance to reset itself physically. When your body calms down, your emotions often do too. So when you're really mad, aim for 5 to 15 minutes of exercise, but honestly, even 1 minute can help as long as you get your heart pumping. Just try to use up that emotional energy in a way that doesn't hurt you or anyone else. Number 4 is distraction with physical sensations. If your brain feels stuck stewing in anger like a broken record, this coping skill lets you hit the stop button. Distraction with physical sensations is one way to get your mind off what's upsetting you. Do something that grounds you into your body, pulling your attention out of your head and into your physical senses. So for example, try holding some ice cubes, sucking on a lemon wedge, or listening to loud music. Basically, do anything intense that doesn't harm your body or make you more upset. Distracting with sensations works because anger is often fueled by upsetting thoughts, like when you're ruminating about how someone wronged you or thinking about all of the ways that a situation is unfair. These thought spirals just make anger stronger and can lead to impulsive behaviors or dissociation. Grounding anchors you in your body, bringing you back into this moment so that you can figure out how you actually want to respond to whatever is making you angry. Number 5 is opposite action. When anger wants a fight, this coping skill turns the tables, almost like reverse psychology. Instead of fighting others, you fight anger by doing the opposite. Humans evolved to feel emotions because they help us. Anger can push us to defend ourselves when we're being attacked or when our well-being is being threatened. But sometimes emotions don't help us, like when anger is being triggered by a misunderstanding rather than what actually happened, or when anger is so intense that it makes us act in ways that we regret later. Emotions love themselves. They often make us do things to keep them around, like stewing in anger or acting aggressively in a way that then just causes more conflict and causes more anger. And that's when the DBT skill of opposite action can help. It's an emotion regulation skill for changing emotions that we don't want to be feeling. If unhelpful emotions are like little fires, acting on the emotion is fueling the fire, while acting opposite to the emotion and doing something else lets the fire die out. To practice opposite action to anger, you simply ask yourself, what does anger make me feel like doing? And then you do the opposite. Ideally, you do the opposite all of the way. So this is through your actions, your words, your thoughts, your facial expressions, and your body language. Throw yourself into acting opposite to anger. So if anger makes you want to criticize or yell at someone, opposite action might be walking away and not saying anything at all right now. All the way, opposite action might be purposefully unclenching your fists, unfurrowing your brow, and taking slow, deep breaths. You may even choose to do a favor or to say something nice to the person that you're unhelpfully angry with. Opposite action does not mean to stuff your anger down, to never assert your needs or never address real problems. It's the skill to use when you decide for yourself that anger is out of proportion to the situation or that acting on your anger would cause you more problems than it would help you solve. Opposite action can be a really tricky skill to master. Practice helps. Each time you act opposite to unhelpful anger, you teach your brain that you can handle difficult situations without losing control, and that you can protect yourself or maintain your boundaries without being aggressive towards other people. Number 6, problem solving. Not all anger is toxic. Sometimes you're pissed because something genuinely sucks, and your anger can help you fix it. This coping skill teaches you how. When there's a real problem, like someone is harming people you care about, or something is truly threatening your well-being, anger is justified. It's spot on, based on fact. In those situations, the best way to change your emotion is to change the problem. You don't need anger management, you need problem management. And that's the problem-solving skill. Listen to what anger is telling you and let it help you protect yourself. You might use anger's energy to say no, assert your boundaries, or fight for social justice. When it gets complicated, DBT breaks problem-solving into several basic steps. First, know what the actual problem is. Figure out what you would need to be different in order to reduce the anger that you're feeling. Then get creative and brainstorm possible solutions. Come up with as many as you can, asking friends or mentors for support. Next, pick your top 2 solutions and then do pros and cons for each of them. And then finally, choose one solution and break it down into small, specific action steps that you could actually take right now. Then take action and solve the problem. You won't be able to solve every problem, but you can almost always take one small step towards a solution, and doing something may help you feel better by moving you from feeling stuck to feeling empowered. Of course, problem solving can be difficult, especially if you're super angry and not able to think clearly. In those moments, you can use other coping skills first to calm down in the short term, so that you can change your situation for the long term. Number 7, the DEAR skills. If you're angry and want to speak up but don't want to blow up, this skill helps you assert yourself thoughtfully, not impulsively. We often feel frustrated or angry because our needs aren't being met within relationships. Asserting your needs is one way to problem solve what's making you angry. DEAR is a set of interpersonal effectiveness skills from DBT that can help you with this. DEAR is an acronym. that stands for what you should actually say when you're saying no or asking for things that you want. First, D, describe the facts of the situation. Make sure that you and the other person are on the same page. Then E, express. Express how you feel about the situation. What are your emotions and opinions? Why does this matter to you? Let the other person know. A, assert your needs. Don't just hint or assume they know what you want. Ask for what you want clearly or say no explicitly. Finally, R, reinforce the person for respecting your request. Express your gratitude, or when relevant, mention the positive consequences of you getting what you want. Asserting yourself with the DEAR skills can help you channel your anger in relationships into productive action. So instead of stewing or lashing out, you use anger's energy to stand up for yourself and ask for what you want to be different. Remember, the other person is another human being. Relationships and conflicts are easier when both people are considering one another. Be willing to negotiate or compromise while staying confident and focused on your goals. It is possible to balance your needs and preferences with the needs and capabilities of the other person. So there you are, 7 DBT skills for anger. So now let me address one of the biggest misconceptions about anger, that anger is bad or dangerous. That's not true. As I said before, humans evolved emotions because they support us. They offer us information and energy when important things happened. They help us stay safe, make decisions, and connect with people. This applies to anger, too. But emotional signals can get loud, and for some people, emotions feel intense, confusing, or overwhelming, making it harder to work with them effectively. Anger can be particularly tricky because of the cultural messages around it. How you express it will be seen differently based on your gender, your race, or other factors. So basically, if someone struggles with anger itself is not the problem. The problem is that the person doesn't know how to understand, communicate, or cope with the anger in a way that is helpful for them. DBT is an evidence-based therapy that helps people regulate emotions, including anger. While originally developed to treat borderline personality disorder, decades of research show it also helps with PTSD, anxiety, depression, and other mental health struggles. This video is just an introduction. These 7 skills can be absolutely helpful for anger, but there are dozens of other DBT skills. I teach many of them in my other videos and in my books if you want to learn more. But DBT skills can be tricky to learn on your own, and full DBT therapy involves much more than just skills. So, if you continue to struggle with anger or other emotions, finding a licensed therapist may be really helpful. For help finding one, check out Recovery.com. Thanks for watching.